question. How do we call? He gave us a signal.
What up, Gotham Guardians and Arkham Adversaries? It is your boy Trey of the Bat Channel, and Full Circle is upon us. And damn, am I not excited. Man of Steel was insane yesterday. It was great to be with everyone. Oh, and you just
yeah, I just popped in, my friend. Yeah, just popped in. Yeah, a little nerves going, but meant to do this one.
Hey, there we go, man.
Yep.
I am so excited for today's stream because obviously, with it being Batman v Superman Ultimate Edition Day for SnyderCon, Corey and I are like, we're gonna make this a Batman v Superman, Bat Channel v Super Bro show. So, guys, here's how we're gonna handle this. Obviously, the goal is to raise money for the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. That's the whole purpose of this. And to, we feel like because we're not there to be, attend SnyderCon and hang out with all of our community and our family over there, why not bring SnyderCon home to you? And how we're going to do that, guys, is essentially Corey and I have come up with multiple different polls. As you can see, one's already live right now. That some of them are going to be silly, some of them are going to be funny. But for every time, if you choose Batman or Superman, whoever loses that poll has to put in $10 to the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. So if Batman wins, Super Bro Corey would have to put in $10 to AFSP. If I lose, I have to put in $10 to AFSP. So it's going to be up to you guys to decide who is better. If you want to, impose ourselves into your thoughts, whether it's who's better, Bat Channel or Super Bro, I'll let that be up to you guys. But we're not going to take it personally. I'll take it personally.
I'll take it personally, especially the first one. Who will win a fight?
Who would fight? It's Batman. We saw it. It literally happened. Batman won.
The big
what? But guys, we are so excited to have everyone here with us today for our Full Circle stream. I know you guys just came off of Rhea, the Glimmering Harpy. She had a phenomenal stream, just doing some great stuff over there. Next is going to be the Culture Nerd. Later on during our stream, we're going to be talking about who is the giveaway winner for that signed Zack Snyder poster for Full Circle. But also, we're going to have quite a few special guests for you guys. So make sure, if you haven't already, like the video, share it, get everyone in the chat, because I'm not joking when I say you're not going to want to miss this.
Share the video right now. Go. We're raising money for AFSP. Let's go, baby.
Corey, I feel like let's just go ahead and get started, and let's just bring all of our people into the chat. Guys, you've seen all these people on our panel before. They're absolutely amazing. We got Retro Nerd Girl. Lovely. How you doing? Great to see you, Retro. And of course, to help kind of give you guys the experience of what's going on at Full Circle, let's hear from someone who's actually there. Let's bring in our boy, Koj. How's it going, big fella?
Koj!
All good. Much love.
How you been, sir?
I've been great. This is a different experience for me. I don't know. It's a good time. I'm having a blast.
Yeah, how's Pasadena digging the Colorado weather and California weather for you? I know you live.
This is normal for me. I'm local here.
Yeah, So out of curiosity, can you give us a rundown of what Man of Steel Day was like?
It was it's weird for me because this does feel like big site. That's all me. All right, no, it feels like a big full circle, but just over the years of doing this, because I'm hanging out with all the OGs here. We're all tight friends, so it's more like a reunion, like a high school reunion, but more epic, or one that you like. And we're watching these movies with such joy and fun for the millionth time, and it's just amazing. It's just really cool. I don't know how to explain it, but it does feel like a tiny mini actual convention a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Because they have so we get there, we line up just like last time. Last time felt more like a director screening event. The last screening event I saw before the first SnyderCon was that movie, the While We're Young, with Ben Stiller, and I thought it was a fantastic movie. And the director of that was there, so I love these screening events. I try to get to them as much as I can. So SnyderCon 1 felt more like a screening event. This feels like a screening event, a little bit of a convention. So when we're going there, we're lining up under the art center in school. This is a beautiful campus, and this time they had like food trucks on the side. So you go in, get your badge, and then you come out, get your food if you want. But and then you kind of claim your seat. You just put your jacket on or something. So everyone's just hanging out, and around the edge, they're selling these beautiful posters, 2 of them. One with the one behind you, Super Bro, with the that one.
Nice.
And then there's a beautiful poster done by art student at Art Center, just like the first one did, with the whole the Dr. Manhattan zombie BBS type of matchup. So they have a beautiful one that a student did with Superman up here. Oh, it's in my car. It's the one in the badge everyone gets. It's a beautiful one where Superman's all in white, almost like the like you would see Marlon Brando in the Christopher Reeve Superman. You know how they're all white, but the S was like red. And then there's this beautiful mural of all these creatures pulling at Superman while he's looking out to the side, like that scene in Dia de Muertos in BBS. But it's all these little creatures around him, and below him you see like a gray thing of Darkseid on the side and the rest of Justice League. It's a beautiful piece of work. So I think I want to buy that poster today. I got the other one, but and then to the side of it, they're doing this like this sale, or is it like a auction? I can't tell, but you put in your name and how much money you're going to pay for these wonderful figurines made by Weta. You see them online, and you're like, ooh, I want. It's like the Darkseid with the Conan.
Yes.
The Conan look.
Yes.
They have Joker. They have Superman in the black. She's like, coming up there. And then Batman, Joker, Superman. Yeah, and Darkseid. But the Darkseid thing on his throne, that one's like, seeing them live is amazing. The detail is beautiful. And that's the part that feels like a little convention, because you go all these booths and they're selling stuff. And those things are huge because Darkseid looks big, but it's also wide. Like if I buy that, I don't know where to put it in my house if I had that money. It's so huge. I was thinking you need to put it outside in your garden, with some water effects or something. Huge.
I think the lights light up on those, don't they?
Something in the eyes look glowy,
Yeah.
Which I like, because back in the 80s, Super Friends action figures, the Darkseid action figure, he had this like, it's like a Thundercats action figure thing where they had this little top part which is red, and when light hits it, the eyes glow, so you just cover it with your hands, and you squeeze Wonder Woman's legs and she does this. That sounds very weird and bad, but seeing that those eyes glow and that figure like it's ready, it just took me back to that kind of old school 80s. And yeah, it's cool. And then after that, Zack introduces it, very non-scripted, very like kind of broken, kind of like how I do my entire shows. And we all sat, watched, enjoyed, cheered at credits. It was great. It was like a blast.
Nice.
It's like seeing it again, Man of Steel, with a bunch of fans who love it. That's just a good feeling, because certain moments you cheer, even on the credits towards the end. You'll see like Amir Mokri as a DP, and everyone's like, yeah, it's a good. I like that vibe. That's my kind of thing. But it's cool. Then after that, there's a Q&A, of course. It seems more organized this time, and one of the moderators was a person from the school, and I like that because they actually asked Zack a question I was working really hard to ask, and so I had no freaking question. But yeah, it's just really, really cool. And after that, there was no signing though. That's kind of weird because I think they're saving it for today before they go to the IMAX one. Because I know some people had stuff to sign, but there's no official sign. But I saw that Zack was so cool. People approached him asking to sign, and he was like, "Yeah, you know." So that's nice. There's a lot of from Zack and Deborah. There's like a lot of warm community stuff. There's a strong representation of AFSP because I think you saw the opening. Deborah just gave a really good professional speech. It's like
it was wonderful.
It's like she's running for mayor.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, that part was cool. But on my end, it's really, really beautiful because it's been like almost 5 years I've been fighting for this stuff with all these OGs and friends. And what we're doing ever since like Wednesday, we've been slowly getting together because we had to plan this. We got my boy Hamad coming from Qatar. Will Roland's coming from UK, and a bunch of people come from all over Oklahoma. So we're all getting together. And outside of SnyderCon, we're having our own. We just had breakfast. We're planning to hit the bar if they haven't left without me. We're gonna hit the bar, then get in line and all that stuff. And afterwards, we go to dinner. So for me, it's just like like a wonderful. I said reunion, but we're just hanging out like the friends that I haven't seen forever, and we're just having a party outside of this. So when we get to the thing, we're already in a good mood. We're just waiting to see the thing. We watch a movie. And just also we're running in. Everyone's having a different experience, but some person from online is running into each of us. And it's like, hey, I know you. What? Oh, cool. Who are you? Which one? Because I have a hard time putting names to faces. In this day and age, it's like names to faces and handles to faces. To names. It's like I'm 43, yo. This is hard for me to keep up, but it's very beautiful to get that. Then we all talk, and then we get new friends in a way. So. That experience on that side, just the friends we made over the years, is very, very, very beautiful. Yeah. And I can see people who this is new for them, and they're having a great time. They're like in awe, like, oh, sorry. And I'm looking, I was like, that was me last time. Enjoy. That's beautiful. So I'm having a great time. We're just here to have a great time. Honestly, we're here for our friends and celebrating all the hard work we do, watching these movies in order, and it's excellent. It's great. I just wish I knew more ahead of time because I'm coming in after work. I was even late to pick up a friend from LAX, and then they had the Uber. I was like, oh, no. I was at work. I had patients, and my boss is like, I need you to do more tests. I was like, So it's just great, though. It's awesome.
That's awesome.
Did I answer your question? I don't know.
Oh, no. Yeah, dude, you answered great. I mean, I feel like because I can only imagine.
Great.
Yep. Oh yeah, right. Yeah, that's awesome. See, that was like what's so beautiful. It's like we're seeing all these pictures of people that we know, part of our community, our family. I mean, and we call them our family here because like we hang out with you guys on the weekends and like chatting and streaming. I mean, what most people don't know is when the show ends, we're usually on all together for like hours upon hours before work. Like
I feel bad because you're on a different time zone. I feel like I keep you up sometimes after that.
No,
sometimes that's honestly that's the best part of these shows. Sometimes when the curtains show's over and we're just hanging out, that's like the best thing. I don't know. I just love all my friends a lot more than almost anything. I mean, the top three: faith, family, and friends. That's all that matters.
That's sweet.
Exactly. I love that. Out of curiosity, retro. I know you're just like us, watching it, seeing it go down. Have you had a chance to kind of watch some of the Q&A?
I haven't gotten a chance to because things have been really, but I'm gonna catch up with everything eventually. Probably watch everything about 4 times. I like consuming all of that. But I did have a question for you, Koj. While you're out there, did you got a chance to meet Zack and Deborah? Did I see that right?
Oh, well, this time I haven't met them. I just saw them from far. The first one I met them, and that was nice. Because when I met them, it was in line for signings, and I wasn't prepared for that. I was like, "You want to sign my water bottle?" And Zach's like, "No, let's sign the poster." So, which I gave to Ramesh De Silva, anyways. I don't know. I'm weird. I don't like signatures. I don't like having autographs. I don't know. I'm strange. But I got to shake Zach's hand. I didn't know what to say because I was last in line. Everyone else said all the exciting stuff, and I heard it, you know, and everyone's like, "Oh, SnyderCon's real." Da da da. So when I met Zack, I shook his hand, and we're kind of like in the same height range. So I got to see him eye to eye. It was nice. So I shook his hand. I was like, I didn't know what to say except a gratitude thing. I was like, "Hey, man, I mean, I really love Man of Steel. That's a very..." I couldn't tell him details of why that movie is so special to me, but I just said that movie meant a lot to me. Thank you for making it. I was like, thanks. And then we gave a half hug. I did 2, selfies with him. And then I went along the line. I think Don Caro was there, the stunt coordinator. Larry Fong was definitely there, had this nice exchange. And then Richard was there. And I talked to him a good while because I love the stunt community. In fact, I'm curious if they know some of my stunt people who work in Hollywood or the industry everywhere. Because I did stunts before I got injured. So I had a nice discussion with him, and I asked him what's his favorite thing about this, and he's like, "Yo, just being Batman," because he's a hardcore Batman fan too. And then him being in the suit, killing it in the warehouse scene, I was like, bro, that was sick. I was just talking about how certain moves, and he's a very well-rounded, athletic guy. Oh, I wish I could talk to him more, which is fun,
right?
But
I mean,
and then I talked to Deborah. Cool. Yeah. Then the last one was Deborah, and I had to talk to her because my sister is a huge Wonder Woman fan, and my sister is one of my best friends in my life. Actually, both my sisters are my best friends in my life. Been through a lot together, and she's a huge Wonder Woman fan. And when we were watching the making of BVS, there's a part where Deborah and Gal Gadot were exchanging how important it is that Wonder Woman was put on the screen in such a way, glorious way, a serious way, complimentary way, and even still a beautiful, sexy way, but not in a derogatory, barbed wire kind of thing, of course. So if anyone remembers that movie. And
we do.
So my sister had tears in her eyes when she was watching that moment. So I was telling Deborah how important that moment was, which is really cool. And she's like, "Oh, thank you. I'm glad your sister had that." And then it was like, "All right, let's take a picture." And we're trying to do the Wonder Woman thing. So me and Deborah had I did my arm here and she did her arm here. We're like, "Arr!" And we took that picture. So I don't know if I could top that moment or replicate. So I don't know. I'm weird. I'm like, I don't know if I want to do another signing, but I'm already feeling so rich. And just to see them where they are, having those moments with other people, it's great because these people really are passionate about making films and supporting each other and encouraging other people. And to me, that makes me gung-ho for everything they do, because there's a lot of corporate a-hole jerk attitudes that go on in Hollywood or the industry, because those people make fast decisions, and it's a business that's super, super quick trying to get, because it's very commercialism right now. And it's very uplifting and motivating to find people in the industry that care so much, that work so hard to make these films, just like an independent filmmaker would. It's just a very commercial. Comic book movies are very commercial, so it's easy to kind of get them in that factory manufacture kind of thing. And I just love seeing that people really still care about the craft and care about the people they work with, because people continue to work with them. They're like a fine, well-oiled family, and that's just inspiring to me all around. And it's nice to see that they're consistent with it.
Yeah.
I hope that answers your question. I'm sorry,
you're doing all the sorts. I mean, I loved during the Q&A when Deborah and Zack were kind of talking about their relationship, not only as a married couple, but as director and producer. And right there, you can just understand how they work and like how they treat others. Like she kept talking about how the crew is a family, how together, like they might not always agree or disagree, but they always present a united front when going back to the studios. And I was like, that's like so warm. I mean, even though like we kind of expected that between those two, like it was just nice to hear that they really like give it their all, and like no matter what, they're a team, and I think that just goes to show of how well their productions are ran. And anyone who works with those people, and Stone Quarry, the one thing you always hear is like, I loved working with them. It was such a great experience. People are just waiting to get back and get the call, and I do love that about them. Corey, I did see that we ended our first poll Who owes the first $10, good sir?
I'm curious. Who does the fans, who does the chat think is better?
Well, Corey, according to poll number
in
1,
a fight.
who would win in a fight? Batman versus Superman. 55% said
Superman.
Batman.
No!
Get
out of here.
This is like a bat in the sun poll, man.
All right.
Man.
Well, man, that's awesome. It all goes to a great cause.
It does go to a great cause, but I'm curious. I bet you they thought in mind that he's going to cheat and use kryptonite. Batman being hero support, he has to figure out something to do like that. So that it makes sense, I guess. So $10.
Let's ask our panel real quick. Who do you guys think?
You want to crash?
Batman.
Bat channel.
Who is it?
Here's a legend.
Oh,
wait,
gosh.
This is Ben W, my dog.
Ben W.
Oh, you can't hear him? They said what's up because it's my earbud. He says what's up. Nasco. Wait, God damn it, I'm blocking you guys. This is legend Nasco. We're getting an OG. This is Bat channel.
There.
Oh, you can't hear him. This is Jeff Purdy.
Like, who's that?
He's a goat.
Jeff Purdy's like, didn't I beat you in a wrestling stream? Come on, what's up, brother? It's good to see you, man.
They said, what's up? They all give you love.
Oh my gosh, it's so awesome to see you guys.
This is what it's like 24/7 with you guys. Especially you.
Let's go around. Retro, tell us who would win in a fight, Batman or Superman, in your opinion. You can be honest. It's me.
Pressure's on. I put you full screen, Retro. Choose the right decision.
Yeah. It's a tough one. I did choose Superman, because of the outlet. Right. Like he would, he's just obviously the obvious choice, I think. But as we did learn from Batman v Superman, Batman has ways of disarming Superman and making him sort of mortal, if you will. So it is a tough one, but on just pure strength alone, of course, Superman wins. But if given the opportunity to find some kryptonite, Superman might have a challenge on his hands.
Got Mikey's son in the house, by the way. Good to see you, buddy.
Hey, Mikey.
Great to see you, good sir. Hope you're doing well. So, guys, we do have our new poll while Kojay is formulating his answer. Our new poll, number 2, most likely to be caught singing in the shower, Batman or Superman?
If Superman wins this, you donate, right? Or right? It's the loser.
Yeah, it's the loser. Yeah. So if people think you are singing the most, Corey, which Corey definitely would be the one singing, it'd be like Highway to the Danger Zone. I can be your Superman. Kojay,
are we going yet? Because I can bounce whenever.
Oh yeah. If you need to head out, Kojay, go ahead.
What's up?
Did you need to head out?
I have a few more minutes. It looks like I was just checking. That's it.
But Kojay, I know. So if last few minutes with us, what are you looking forward to the BVS panel and obviously the Zack Snyder's Justice League panel tomorrow?
Panel-wise, I'm curious about who's there because depending who's there, they tell a different story of how they got casted, what the role meant to them, how they got there, what the experience was like. Because you get to see what matters to each person, and it's always rich, and you don't know what's going to happen. So it just brings more of the love. That's what I'm excited for. As far as questions about how's the movie and what's the story is like, I think we're kind of captain. We know everything about Snyderverse. We're just ready for Justice League 2 and 3. So that's what I got for that question.
That's well, out of curiosity, let me just ask you this one thing. When so obviously during these Vero live streams of the showing, they're not putting up the movie. We're kind of watching on our own, and we see Zack come out with a few people to discuss and commentate. What's the audience like watching those films? Are people kind of like, we've seen those video clips where, you know, during the Marvel films where people are jumping, going crazy, screaming throughout the movie, or are people like sitting down and actually focusing on this movie?
Sitting down, focusing, we're vocalizing on some parts. Some of us aren't. Like, I don't know. I had a Zachary Levi thing where I said something, but no one laughed. So I wasn't trying to laugh, but it was just like when Superman and Lois kissed, I was like, yes, kiss the girl. Because to me, they look like Ariel and Eric when they kiss. So that's probably an inside joke only with Koj, but I was so in the moment. Everyone is just sitting there relaxing, enjoying the thing. And also, everyone's sitting and enjoying these seats. These seats are nice. They upgraded the theater like a year after SnyderCon 1. It's got a beautiful, the seats are very, very nice and cushiony. So I think people are just comfortable. I am. But also the sound, they got these speakers hanging down, like the speakers I had when I used to DJ. Like you'd see at a concert on the side, all around, way up top, the sound is huge. It pops, it bumps. So you really get a good, like, classic, like, surround sound vibe. It's really nice. That theater is really good. And I think that made the difference because when you're watching it, the Attack on Krypton, where it's like, it's like you felt the lasers. You're like, oh, gosh, oh. Man of Steel felt like it was 30 minutes long just by the ambiance, and everyone's enjoying it. We're seated. No one's jumping out of their seats, but everyone's vocalizing it. The energy's there. It's just really, really cool. And I wish all you guys were here.
Hey, man, we're living through your guys' experience.
Yeah,
and
we're
we just
there
want
in
to say
spirit.
thank you. Yeah. We just want to say, Koj, thank you so much, dude, for stopping by and to like.
Yeah, my battery's at 5%, just dimmed. I can't see any of you right now. So I might have to bow out, and then we'll hit the bars.
Absolutely. Well, brother, have fun. Thank you. Koj, would you like to tell us what you got coming up on your channel in a little bit?
Oh, I don't even know. I've been busy with this. Just more SnyderCon fighters, and I'm working for more podcast stuff, but I'm working to do more original content, interesting stuff. I told Retro on one of her streams I'm doing a Ben-Hur breakdown, but yeah, just look forward to that stuff.
Ooh,
And
that sounds cool.
all in good time because I'm still trying to do my movie, and I'm busy with my own storyboards right now. So, but
dude, I'm
I
excited.
could go on, and I won't do that to you or my dying phone. But thank you so much for having me on this. You know,
Oh man.
Thank you so much,
just
Koj.
always
It really means a
thankful
lot,
to
brother.
be here and welcome. Means a lot to me.
Thanks, man.
Yeah,
It's
good
good
to
seeing
see
you.
you.
Thanks, Koj. Have fun,
Okay,
buddy.
see you later, brother.
Later, God bless.
Well, see, there you go, guys. Like we got Koj up in here telling us about his experience. See, we're bringing SnyderCon to you. But before we get into some more cool stuff, we do have a special guest showing up soon. Just some quick things
Ooh.
about AFSP real quick. Corey, can you pull up our slide real quick?
Yes, sir.
So obviously, we're not the only stream today. You know, next is going to be the Culture Nerd. So make sure you guys check them out. We're just celebrating all things Snyderverse this weekend because you know it's going to be a damn good time. Make sure you guys check out the BVS Vero showing that they're going to be doing the Q&A at 6:15 Pacific time. And then ACS Universe is going to be doing a show later. So man, it's gonna be nonstop content for you guys all weekend. And then we also have Sunday still. It's gonna be crazy. And then those are all the Vero showings, guys. If you don't know already, I do have in the description all of our Vero links and stuff like that, so you guys can get to the BVS showing and the Q&A and stuff like that. Make sure you guys are following Zack Snyder on Vero. Make sure you like and get into that post where it's the live panel and Q&A for Vero, and then to do all the stuff that obviously we're pushing for today, the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. Corey, can you go to our next slide?
Sir.
As you guys know, there is a Full Circle fundraiser giveaway. Donate to the Full Circle AFSP fundraiser for a chance to win. If you do $1 or more, you get possibly a Full Circle event poster signed by Zack Snyder, which we will be announcing a winner at the end of our show today. So make sure you guys do that now. The link is in the description. You could get a Man of Steel Kal-El Starcraft, which looks dope, by the way. You could get yourself a Zack Snyder's Justice League OST limited edition 7XLP box set vinyl from the man Tom Holkenborg himself, signed by Zack Snyder. Or you could do a dope half-scale sorry, 12 scale. Half scale would be awesome. I would drive that, you know. I was hoping it was when I got, I was hoping that it was drivable, but no, not so much. But that is also signed by Zack. And then $100, you could get the exclusive custom-made 6-scale full circle Heroes Park monument. So guys, make sure you donate. Let us know if you guys do donate, so that way we can thank you. Just tell us in the chat, like, hey, donated this amount. We want to raise as much money as possible, because obviously the goal was to get past $1 million, which I think we did. And then for some of you who don't know, the Bat Channel last weekend with Orkin Beans 14, a great friend of ours, we did a Twitch stream with him with Star Wars Battlefront 2, and we were able, well, there he is right there, Orkin Beans 14 himself. We were able to raise $400 for the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. That is freaking awesome. And for any super chat that we get today, this is all gonna perfect timing, guys. You're just reading my mind. For any super chat that we get today, obviously you can do it straight to the donation link to AFSP. But if we do get any super chats, Corey and I aren't going to keep any of it. We're going to put it right back into the Autumn Snyder Tribute Fund. So thank you so much, DC Talk 82, with your $5 super chat for AFSP. That really does mean a lot, sir. Says, this is awesome. You're awesome, Trey Corey. You have an awesome super chat, so thank you for your awesome
thank
comment.
you, DC Talk.
Thank you, DC.
That means a lot. And then Ryan coming in. Thank you so much, Ryan. It does really mean a lot to see all you guys support AFSP. My goal is to hopefully, like, by the end of this weekend, maybe get to a total from the Bat Channel just in the last 2 weeks, $1,000. That would be amazing.
Oh, wow. Cool.
And then one more thing, but well, let's say 2 more things real quick, because I really want this to be focused on AFSP. Corey, can you go to our next slide? For all of you that wonder what AFSP do, I don't know if you guys have seen the streams that the ladies have been on with the Nerd Queens who have talked about AFSP and where our money goes to. But this is a great way to see what $10 does, $50, $100, all above, right? You can see that this is extremely important. AFSP, especially the last few years, guys, is so important. We've seen suicide go up, and it's just one of those things to have a community, a world of strangers. This is what I love about the Snyderverse community, to have a world of strangers say, I care about you. I don't even know who you are, but I'm going to try to take care of you. I'm going to let you know you're not alone, that we're there for you. The world becomes a Justice League, right? This is what made our community great. And this is what will continue to make our community great. After this event, AFSP doesn't stop. The road to suicide prevention does not end here. So continue to raise money for AFSP, and some great ways you can do that, not just through the giveaway. Get yourself some cool merch from Ink to the People. These guys have been supporting us all the way through. Corey, can you pull up the next slide, please? Ink to the People. Jim Lee designed this amazing logo for this Ink to the People shirt.
Wow.
You can get yours now from Ink to, I mean, look at that already. This community is amazing.
Wow.
The goal was $10,000. You guys have already surpassed that. You doubled it and then some. And there's still 32 days left. You guys are absolutely phenomenal. This means the world to me, and I can't tell you how much. But it doesn't end here, right? We can do more. But why not get yourself some cool merch while you're at it? The link is in the description if you want to get your full circle, the Snyderverse Trilogy shirt. Make sure you guys pull it up and take a picture sometime. Do hashtag full circle and let us know. Tag us at _Bat Channel. We'll share it, you know.
It's 1/6 Shape said he donated to the cause.
So sweet.
Good job.
Thank you, 1/6 Shape. That means a lot, brother.
Nana Queen with an update. The Full Circle AFSP fundraiser is super close to getting 20K. You can help us reach the milestone today and put your name forward for some of those great prizes. Wow. Absolutely amazing. And obviously, best place to donate straight to AFSP. But, like we said, all those super chats going straight back. Thank you, Zod Rider.
Oh, that's so wonderful.
He says, hashtag for AFSP and the Bat Channel is such a beautiful place, and you guys are wonderful friends. Thank you for all that you do. Much love. Thank you, Zod Rider.
That means a lot, brother.
Thank you.
If you haven't hit the like button, make sure you hit the like button. We're really appreciating everybody coming in today. And Trey, I think it's time to see who won the next
poll. Who's going to be? So
Batman v Superman poll.
Our next, so our theme, right? Batman v Superman, Bat Channel v Super, bro. Let's see for every person, for when we lose the poll. So if the Batman loses the poll, I have to put in $10. Corey, last time had to put in $10. Let's see where it's at. Poll number 2, most likely to be caught singing in the shower. First off, Retro, who do you think would be most likely to caught singing in the shower? Batman or Superman?
I voted for Batman.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair. That'd be Am I Blue?
It's the one place that you can like let go, you know?
That's a
That's
great
fair.
point. That's a good point.
Great point.
Yeah.
Supergirl Corey,
yeah.
obviously I know your answer.
You,
but...
you know, I feel like Superman just has the better songs. You know, Superman, Eminem, Kryptonite, 3 Doors Down, Soldier Boy up in that. Oh, you know, like I'm telling you, Superman's words. Yeah, you know he's singing in the shower, big fella.
Well,
I
let's see what the
Batman singing a Superman song.
Oh, that could be too.
No. That's what Superman does when he's flying through the air. He does no. Batman. You know it. So poll number 2, most likely to be caught singing in the shower. The out of 39 after 39 votes, the one they suspect would be caught singing in the shower.
The suspense is killing me.
Superman is 58%, Batman is 41%, which means the Bat Channel now will put in $10 to the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. So Corey and I are neck and neck. We're neck and neck right now, 10 to 10. All of this. You know,
Boom.
you already know.
10-10. All right.
10
So
for 10.
we're back tied up again. I dig that. You know, I think that's the right answer, personally. We got another super chat in the house. Necron!
Thank you so much, brother.
That's awesome.
Thank you, Necron. He says #sell ZSJL to Netflix. #sell Snyderverse to Netflix. Thank you so much for your donation to AFSP. Man, thank you so much, Necron. That's awesome. Appreciate you, brother.
Thanks, bro. Appreciate it.
That's amazing. It's just so wonderful to see so many people donating and being so giving, wanting to help their fellow man.
Help your fellow man. All right. Poll number 3. Who's a better cook? We're going to get more controversial in this.
Oh,
we have some silly ones that you guys are going to decide on. Who's a better cook? Now, I know what you guys are thinking. I'm going to debate this real quick because I know what you guys like. You have Alfred, Batman. You don't cook.
Oh, that's right.
First off, have you ever tried cooking in the Alps, in the snow when you're trained by ninjas? You don't have a butler to cook for you. You got to make some tasty food there. So Batman knows how to cook, okay? And he has his own burger restaurant.
About Alfred.
I'm just going to say, that's my thing.
That's a tough one because Superman could just about eat anything and be like, he could just eat
he
fast
could eat
food
the bomb hot sauce, do the
have
hot ones challenge.
Yeah, he doesn't really need it. But Batman is probably gonna want like the freshest foods, and I would think he would be more persnickety about his food, so he might want to make it himself. I don't know.
Interesting. Okay.
That's a good thought process. That's a good thought process there.
This is a tough one.
It is a tough one.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, I would say Superman care about food ingredients as much as Batman would. That's where I would start with that. Ooh, let's see what the chat says. Anybody says anything?
And while we're there, Snyder Queen dropped a 4AFSP £5 super chat. #FullStarCon. #sell Snyderverse to Netflix. Thank you so much,
Queen. Snyder Queen. That means a lot.
Thank you, Snyder Queen. Hi, how are you?
$5. #Obi-Wan gave up. I stand with Anakin Skywalker. #the Sith are the good guys.
You know what? I'm going to say this, Pat-Dan, the fact that you would do this during a full circle AFSP, mad respect for you, sir. Mad respect, but you're wrong. Or good with a $20 super chat. Trey, just want to let you know, Goldberg is my WCW champ. You already know.
And remember, everybody, remember the link is in the chat as well, the description for AFSP fundraiser giveaway link. So that's the place you guys want to be donating. But like we said,
Yep.
any
So
super
that way you
chat's
can
gonna
also
be
get
going
entered
straight
into
back.
the giveaways, you know. So that way, I mean, like I say, if you guys want to give a super chat, that's fine. It's going to go to the AFSP anyways, you know, every dollar that you put in. Corey and I even cover the cost of when YouTube takes out their silly cut, you know.
And we'll do that for this stream as well too. YouTube,
Yeah.
that's why it's better to just donate straight through AFSP. The super chats are awesome. We appreciate it. We'll donate that on your behalf. But since YouTube's going to take a small cut, that's why we want to get to that 10K so we can start running those full-on donation streams and everything like that. But we'll cover the costs to get that full amount to AFSP like we do. So
we'll give 3 more minutes to our poll number 3 about who's a better cook. So make sure you guys are hitting your votes. Smash that like, share the stream. Get your friends' opinion.
So I want to know why would Superman be a better cook?
Because he's forced to cook. He's forced to, you know, he doesn't have a butler, you know, but you know, and plus he has Lois. Bruce has just a bunch of annoying little Robins running around.
I think the thing about Superman, you know, he's going to use quality ingredients from anywhere around the world.
I mean, we did see Henry Cavill.
He's just going to fly and go.
He's just going to fly there. He's like, you know what? I want some fresh spices. You know, I'm going to just fly over there.
Fly to France, grab some.
I want some pineapple. I'm going to go straight down to get some pineapple from Hawaii. You know, fresh. He's not going to get that thing flown in. He's going to fly there, get it himself.
Gonna get fresh avocados from
Superman.
Who can afford better ingredients? That makes it sound like Superman's gonna steal stuff.
And guess what, buddy? Guess what? Superman is farm to table. Farm to table. F2T. Let's go, Superman, baby. What? You know that Superman's going to blow this up.
I don't know.
Buddy.
I just feel like Superman would just like a burger and fries and
he's a basic farm boy. He has a Midwest boys, meat and potatoes, so that makes sense as well.
Potatoes, steak. But Batman would want like shallots and like he'd want everything all truffle oils. And, you know, he was born with a silver spoon in his mouth, and that creates a different type of palate.
So that's going to be like caviar on crackers and stuff like that. You don't want to eat that. If you see caviar in front of you, or you see, you know,
just comfort food. That's what Superman is. Superman's just comfort. Why not go on the dangerous side where you know you kind of play with your food a little bit?
Comfort food makes sense. That totally makes sense.
Well,
if
guys,
you want that good feeling, you know, after a bad day, and you want somebody to cook you a nice home style meal, that's going to be Superman.
Yeah, he'd probably be really good at making mashed potatoes.
Right. And you know what?
Let's find out what the audience says.
That's what people are saying. Zara said Superman grew up on the farm.
This doesn't mean a farm boy knows how to cook.
Master Chai says Batman is like vegan that cooks. Maybe the food is healthy, but probably tastes bad. That's a great point.
That's potential.
Not a great point.
Natter Queen says
a lot of vegans have nice, good tasting food.
Y'all forgetting that Superman has laser eyes. He can cook up a roast real quick.
But does he get it to internal temperature?
I didn't think about that, Snyder Queen.
So you guys have officially voted for poll number 3. Who's gonna give the $10? Corey and I are neck and neck right now. Who's a better cook?
Who's winning, baby?
Out of 38 votes, you guys said Batman. 23%.
Oh man!
And Superman 76%.
So I won.
I have to put it. Yeah, you won.
You killed me. Okay, I was like, oh man.
Hooked you in a little bit there, Superman.
You hooked me in, buddy. Oh wow! Thank you, everybody. Superman would be the better cook by 76%.
I'm disappointed.
Yeah, I don't understand that. I'm trying to figure it out.
Somebody said he has a mom. He grew up with a mom. I saw it somewhere. Like, he had a mother who probably taught him how to cook. Oh yeah, here it is.
Martha's like a snapper in the kitchen.
Batman is too busy beating up criminals to worry about food, so that makes sense as well.
I think so. I would think that he's so like he wants his body to be like in prime shape. He wants to make sure he would probably be analytical about how many calories he puts in, exactly what ingredients he puts in, how it's made. Is it boiled? Is it I don't know. That's my opinion of Batman. But I'm really surprised you guys did Superman.
Well, it's I see how you guys are. I feel betrayed a little bit because I think Batman is a far better cook than Clark. But I'll accept it. It goes to a great cause, $10. So that's a total of $20 for me for the AFSP. I will set up poll number 3 in just a second here. But Corey,
real quick shout out to Bishop. He said, love you guys, $2 super chat. That's going straight to AFSP as well. So just a reminder, we have links in the chat to donate to the Full Circle AFSP event. So make sure you guys are donating there. Going to a great cause. And like we said, every super chat that we get is just going to go right back to American Foundation for Suicide Prevention as well. So thank you again, everybody, for coming on in today.
Yes, thank you guys so much. Sorry, I'm setting up the next poll. So that we can.
I'm excited to see what the next poll. This has been fun. This has been different. It's been a blast.
Our next poll, ladies and gentlemen, who is more likely to break you out of prison? Batman or Superman? Superman could definitely easily get away. I feel like police would just, be like, I don't know what to do here. But then again, Batman is known for not, going by the law.
Break you out of prison.
It makes sense too. So I feel like Superman wouldn't know anyone that he would have to break out of jail. But Batman, there's Red Hood, there's Robin, Nightwing, Barbara Gordon. He would have to do it for a lot of people. So guys, go ahead and start hitting your polls here. But I have something really special for you guys. I told you that we were going to have an incredible guest joining us today, and I wouldn't let you guys down. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to Samantha Win.
Daughters of Themyscira, show him your fear! We are no
Oh man!
Hi there, Samantha. How's it going?
It always makes me look so much cooler when in reality I'm at home, like on my sewing machine.
I have one in the background over there too.
How are you doing, Samantha? How's the weekend been going for you so far?
Well, it's even better now.
Oh, cool.
So good. Every time SnyderCon comes around and everybody is lending their love to the family and to the AFSP, it just, I don't know, it puts a good feeling in the air. So
kind of like renews your hope and faith in humanity. I feel like it's one of those things, like this community always surprises me with just like we talked about earlier, like strangers all around the world. And somehow we've never met physically like Koj or Retro, but yet here we are like just coming together to like raise money for AFSP. And it's like so amazing that I think Nana with the Nerd Queen said that we've now raised, was it over $20,000?
Over 20,000 today for the Full Circle event. Yeah.
Wow. That's amazing. I do feel like this is the absolute best side of pop culture and fandom and things like that as well. Because when you get a community come rally together for a good cause, like nothing really brings people together quite like the S on someone's chest.
Oh yeah.
I was about to say that's a fantastic shirt.
I noticed that. Samantha, I have to ask: Are Superman, Batman, who's better? I mean, Corey and I have this competition going on today.
And I know we are on the Bat channel, but
I'm be honest.
I like Superman. That's how we resonated with my core and what I try to be in life. But I've always admired Batman. I maybe wish I was a little more like Batman, because to be the rule breaker and not give a crap like that would be nice. Not care how people feel about something.
Wow. Well, hey, I mean, I'll take that as a compliment, but I'll go ahead, Corey, and I'll just say, because that was a competition right there, I will donate another $10 to AFSP. So is it 4-1 now or 3-1?
Yeah, it's 4-1. Superman is airing it out on the Bat Channel today,
Yeah,
so
this
I'm
is, I
digging
feel
it.
like you guys haven't watched the Ultimate Edition of Batman v Superman, you know? Oh my gosh. Well, Samantha, it is so exciting to finally have you here on the channel with us. I just have to say, I've been like digging into your career a little bit, and I was like blown away. Like, I didn't realize how much you were in. Like, I know I've seen you in this, I've seen you in that, but then I looked at your entire career and I was like, you've done a ton. And to me, it's almost fascinating because it's like, well, I will just put it this way for a question. How does one get into stunt performing? You know, like, do you just, like, I know you're an incredible athlete, you're in the Olympics. What like kind of like clicked one day that said like, I could do this in movies?
You know, I feel like when you grow up as a martial artist, there are really only two career paths to go. One, you can go the teaching route and open your own school, become a martial arts teacher. And then two, I didn't realize until I was actually in the position, is a lot of professional martial artists end up going in the stunt route. So it wasn't something that I thought of when I started, because I started at such a young age when I was 4. But one day I decided to make a demo reel for fun with a couple of friends where I'm just flipping around a gym. And then sure enough, I get a Facebook message of all things asking if I was interested in stunts and would I want to fly out to another city. And I was like, I might end up kidnapped, or it'll be the opportunity of my life. And thankfully, it was the latter. But
and were you still living in Canada in this time, but when you were like starting to like put out the feelers of stunt performance?
I was living in Toronto, and then my first few jobs were actually in Vancouver, so I flew out for that. And then luckily, Sucker Punch was one of the first big blockbuster movies that I'd done, and that was prepping in LA, where I was here by myself, and Damon Carr literally gave me cash out of his wallet to buy groceries because I didn't even have a credit card yet. I was so young.
Wow.
Those touching things that I can't describe how grateful I am to have ended up in Zack's family and community of people, because it is such there's such genuinely kind people that really want to help you and to see you flourish and want to empower you. And the longer I've been around, the more rare I'm seeing that is. So I'm really damn lucky.
I mean, we're lucky, because I was talking to my wife about this as soon as like I heard you were going to be on our show, and I like, it was like that kind of like you do like a happy dance, and then you like kind of like, I was really silly right there, and then like, honey, like you got to know this, and I was telling her, it's just like, you'll never guess like who's going to be on our show. It's Samantha Win from, you know, Wonder Woman, Zack Snyder's Justice League, but Army of the Dead, who plays Chambers. And the reason why like that was like so huge for us is like Chambers, like her character was phenomenal in Army of the Dead. Like we were literally just thinking about like, it's such a it's not a small role, but like you're in the supporting role, and it's like for the time that you do have on screen, you've built a connection with the audience, and it breaks our heart every time. Spoiler alert for anyone who hasn't seen Army of the Dead yet. If you haven't, you need to. It's amazing. But like, how are you able to achieve that with like such short amount of screen time to like make the audience like kind of like fall in love with your character, and to be like so heartbroken when, you know, the character bites the dust, you know?
Firstly, thank you so much for that, because it would be horrible if it was the opposite feeling, like if people just couldn't wait for me to die. So I was just so moved that people did seem moved by it, and they thought that I died too early or I could have kept going. I'm like, yay, you know, it's better if they wished they could have seen more as opposed to the opposite. So first, that's wonderful. But I think a big reason we're able to accomplish so much with such a limited character, I guess, was because Damon Carr was it officially second unit director, stunt coordinator? He does both roles. So I'm not sure which one he was on Army of the Dead. I can't remember. But we were shooting the fight scene on second unit with Damon that day. And because we had worked together on so many projects before, on Sucker Punch and 300 Rise an Army and Man of Steel and Wonder Woman, so many movies, we were all a well-oiled machine by that point. So I think, especially because I'd started working with him from when I was 17, 18, my fight style is very much modeled after him and Rich Citrone and the people I was around and looked up to at that time. So I think we were able to accomplish a lot more in a shorter period because we were so familiar with each other's style and movement and pace. And there was so much that we didn't really need to discuss anymore. So many little notes that I already kind of know he likes or know translate in a certain way on camera just from working with him so much. That and our fight coordinators, Wayne Douglas and Matt Rigetti, also, we all worked together on Sucker Punch and 300 Rise of an Empire. We all have worked together for so many years now, and it's very much a family dynamic. And we just kept shooting. We shot that whole fight sequence in one day, and we thought we were going to have to cut it in half by the time lunch rolled around. And we're like, you know what? Let's just do it. And we started doing longer takes with a lot of moves, and just made it work somehow. So I think it was a combination of having the right people, but we were all familiar with each other. And then on the emotional performance side of things, Raul Castillo, we just became such good friends. He played Guzman.
Oh, yeah.
Such amazing friends that it was easy to fall into that brother, sister, like homeboy, road dogs kind of friendship with him. And I also think it's a blessing as an actor, if you die and there is someone in the story that cares, then the audience has someone to empathize with. And I feel like it helps them care about you as well. If I didn't have any friends or connections, and when I died, it was like, oh, good riddance, chances are more audience would probably fall into that mentality as well. So I think it's also a gift that in the script, I have somebody that cares about me deeply. So that loss is felt more.
You know, I have never heard someone really talk about that aspect of it, of like in the script wise, having another character to kind of experience your death in that, to kind of make the audience even more like upset by it, because it breaks my heart every time watching that scene, because you're like, she puts on this incredible fight. The choreography is phenomenal in that scene. She's just a complete badass, which you are. And you're thinking like, oh my God, she's going to make it. She's going to like get out of this. And then it happens. And you're like, what? Like, no, like this can't be like, and you just kind of wish for it to go a bit differently. Maybe someone to save the day with her, but it's a phenomenal, like you said, a limited performance, but absolutely spectacular. Like my wife literally talks about it all the time. And I think that's like something that's wonderful that you do as well, because as someone who's an incredible athlete, incredible stunt performer, and now actress, you know, to have like someone like my wife look at that role and go like, my God, she's a badass. I could do that. You know, I could go for something like that. And to inspire like young girls and, you know, young athletes, and even from like Canada, which you don't think like a lot of stunt performers or actresses come from there. Cause I knew you trained, I think at Sunny Tang Martial Arts is what it's called in Ontario, Canada. Yeah. Okay. I actually looked them up on Instagram and they're still doing classes and stuff. Like, do you ever go back and like check out how they're doing, or do you know any teachers still?
I do. The main teacher there, Alan Tang, who is Sunny Tang's son, he was my teacher coming up, and he's also in the stunt community as well. So we have so many mutual friends, and I try every couple years, I try to go back for their annual Christmas party. But it's so sad because every time I return, there are less and less familiar faces. And the last couple times, I really didn't know anyone anymore. And I realized how old I've gotten. I just aged out of martial arts and it's all kids. And I'm like, wow, I guess this was what it was like when I was there. But
yeah, I mean, there is something really sweet about it. I had a similar experience when I used to teach marching band in high school. And you know, I went after I graduated, I went back to like, you know, check on how my old band was doing and see how the guys are And I just realized after like 5 years, it got to a point where like none of the kids knew who I was. I was Mr. Hamsmith rather than Trey. And I was like, that's weird. Like, I can't go back. Oh my gosh. Out of curiosity, because sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say it's so true, because even when I do go back, it's like my teacher has to then tell them who I am and give the whole resume. And then I'm just uncomfortable standing there like, stop talking. I don't need to make them be like, she's a special person. Like, no, it's just, let's just enjoy the party. It's okay.
Do you have any advice for someone who's like starting out in martial arts and kind of looks at like, oh, like maybe I want to do like stunt performance? Like what's kind of like some of the roadblocks that you could help someone pass and miss and get them maybe a different perspective about someone being in the business who can kind of help them along the way?
I guess the advice would be that there's a big difference between performance martial arts and contact fighting. And it doesn't always go hand in hand. So if you're coming into the stunt business and you're not a martial artist per se, you can still be an amazing on-screen fighter. And if you come in as a hardcore contact fighter, there could still be quite a learning curve before you're camera ready. So they don't always necessarily go hand in hand. It really is more like a dance choreography wise. So I would just say to train in what you're actually trying to accomplish with it and get some friends, go to a park and film fight scenes. A, it's more fun. And B, you're learning more of the lessons that really apply, like how to sell punches and how your reactions on camera. Sometimes you might think you're reacting authentically, and then you watch it and you're like, that looked like crap. Look different on camera than they feel in real life. And it took me several years to finally learn that after Damon just drilling it into me so many times.
Wow.
And I think it's like that for everyone. So just be easy on yourself, have fun, get a friend, fight them in the park.
It is so right. Yeah, it's so funny that you said that, because I don't know if you saw earlier, we had a friend on our panel who's actually attending SnyderCon in Full Circle, and he's a director, and he's like actually does like a lot of martial arts, and he's like sent me some of his clips of some of that choreography and the fight scenes that he's done, and it's like, man, it's just a fun process to watch it. Like you could see like how that would be a great job. I mean, just fighting people all day, but I mean, it's like friendly fighting, not someone you don't want to really hurt. But
yeah, one of the best things is that when you're on set with a big group of stunt people too, so many of us are like, can you believe they're paying us for this? People like run around with their face like, hey, and then hiding behind the car. 90% of the time, it is just a childhood dream come true. You're running around with friends, play fighting. The other 10% can be really scary and dangerous, and that is not to be taken lightly. But most of the time, especially if you're with a good group of people, it really is such an amazing job. Anyone that is able to break in is just so lucky in my books. It's fun.
I was actually going to ask you about that, because I've always been curious, because we've heard things do go wrong on set. And I mean, there's always like safety measures put in place. And I mean, we just heard last year that, sorry, you can see the dog. We just heard last year that there was a stunt performer accident on set of the Flash movie with the Bat motorcycle scene. And luckily he's okay. But as a stunt performer, is there ever a time that you can like look at how the choreography is going or what's going on in the background, maybe like a car explosion, where you can kind of like say, hey, like, can we go over this again? Because I'm a little concerned about this area. Is there a time and place that, or is it usually taken care of before you get on set?
One of the first things that all of the veteran stunt people will tell you is that at the end of the day, you are responsible for you. So if you notice something that doesn't look right, absolutely say something, because it is your life that is the one in danger. So don't be worried about hurting someone's feelings, double checking their work or questioning their work when you're the life that would be affected by it. If they're just behind a button or they're safely off camera, then I think it should absolutely be encouraged to do that. So everyone that has given me the advice has always encouraged me to do that for myself. And that is the first thing that I would share to any upcoming stunt performer as well. But then there are some times where your wires look good, everything is attached to you correctly, everything seems right, and it could still go wrong. So there's always that risk, no matter how many times you double check things. Actually, there was one time when I was performing a stunt where I had to run and jump over this railing down 2 flights of stairs. So these stairs go down and then do like a flip and land at the bottom. And it was pretty high up. It's like 35 feet or so for these 2 long flights of stairs.
Wow.
And we were standing, we'd rehearsed it many times. We were ready to go. And I won't name the project, but on this project, the first AD was just, I think, frustrated about the time and the amount of time everything was taking. So he was hurrying everyone along. Are you ready? Are you ready? Ready? Okay, everyone, let's do this. Rolling, and 3, 2, 1, action. I start running. I'm midway jumping over the railing, 35 feet below, when I hear someone yelling, "Stop!" in the back. Railing, and I'm dangling, and I pull myself back up so I don't fall the 2 flights. And it was the stunt rigger who was on my rope. He was not there. They had called action before, and they had not double checked that the person holding me in the air was even there. I almost just jumped over this railing to my doom.
Wow.
Wow.
So far away and behind a screen so I wouldn't be able to see him even if he were there. But that's an example of one of those times where anything could happen. If he did not hear from craft services or wherever he was, because we were just on a break, that would have been it for me. Maybe.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. That's crazy to hear that. Man, I'm like taken back by like how like it's just in a moment, like everything can change. Like it's crazy.
You tuck it away in your mind, like, it's just a story. But then whenever I break out the story again, I'm like, oh damn.
Yeah. Wow.
Close call, right?
Well,
Oh man. Well, guys, we do have our it is our 4th poll now that has come to a close. So I'll ask the panel and then we'll reveal what the audience thinks. Right now I'm down 3-1, putting in, well, no, actually, no, because we had Samantha's. So that's $40 in for me. Corey's in 10. Poll number 4 was, who is more likely to break you out of prison, Batman or Superman? Samantha, your thoughts?
I would say Superman, because they would have to want to break you out of prison. And I feel like it would be easier to appeal to Superman's empathy to convince him. And if I were to be in prison, it would have to be some sort of grand mistake, of course.
Exactly. Yeah.
Wow.
Easier to explain that to him and have him care and want to help me versus explain it to Batman and have him care and want to help me versus like,
right.
Not
That'd
my
be
problem.
like telling your father something you did wrong, right? Like I remember those days. I still don't like doing it. Retro Nerd Girl, your thoughts? Who's more likely to break you out of prison?
I like that answer. I was thinking Batman probably has done it before a couple of times. So I was like, well, Batman's probably going to be the one. But yeah, I didn't think about Superman. You know, if Superman breaks you out of prison, it probably meant you weren't supposed to be there in the first place. So I think that's a good excuse. I'm going to change my answer to Superman.
That's fair. And Corey, I'm assuming your answer is who's more likely to break out is yourself, correct?
Yeah, I'm gonna break myself out. Superman for the win there.
Because I mean,
an easier time as well. So.
You know, in Man of Steel, it makes sense, but you know,
he breaks himself out of prison.
You don't think Batman would do that? So, out of 50 votes, 81% said the person that's most likely to break them out of prison is Batman. So, Corey, you are now at $20 for AFSP.
More money for AFSP. I dig it. Let's go.
It's even now, right?
We'll take it. What's that?
It's even now, right? You're 20.
Not
20,
yet.
20?
Samantha put me at 40. It's all Samantha's fault now.
She's great. She chose wisely. What can I say?
I disagree. So Samantha, obviously this weekend is Zack Snyder's Full Circle event. Can you tell us like how you first met Zack? Because like it just seems when he has a good feeling about somebody, he like goes out of their way to bring them a part of his family, his crew, and then if he loves working with you, you'll return. And you have returned many, many times, which tells us you two have a wonderful relationship with his crew. What was it like to meet him for the first time, and what has the experience? How's it evolved over time with different projects?
Well, the first time I met him is when I got brought on for Sucker Punch. So that was through Damon Caro and recommendations within the martial arts community. That's how they found me. And once I got to first LA, I think he popped in a few times, and then we filmed it in Vancouver. You know, I don't know, because I can be really shy around people that I look up to or respect, because I get so worried about taking up too much of their time or coming across as inauthentic because they're the person everyone's looking to for answers or wants to be their friend. And so I usually avoid all of the people that I admire and respect. So I really don't know what it was that made them want to hire me again, other than I know I had an amazing time and I loved all of the people. So if they felt similarly, that can be my only speculation as to why they've rehired me. But over the course of probably 3 or 4 movies, when I started to feel more comfortable finally, I think at that point I was growing up more and discovering what my ambitions within the film industry are. And Zack and Debbie both were so quick to help me, introduce me to their casting director, Christy Carlson, who introduced me to all these agents and managers, and then started casting me in acting roles in their films. They've really just given me so many opportunities. I could never repay them for the amount. I hope they just know how much I really love them and their whole family in return. But yeah, I think it was just seeing each other, and when you feel good people around, I think you just wanna keep doing it. And even though movies can be exciting and glamorous and like this big thing in pop culture to the rest of the world, for the crew involved, it's your life and it's your life experience. So it's, say, Man of Steel was like a whole year. So would you rather spend a year of your life with people that you enjoy and have fun with, or would you spend a year with people that you just kind of can't wait to leave at the end of the day? And then you do that over and over on many movies, and you know that compounds. So I like to think that maybe they just think I'm nice to be around and do a good enough job to keep hiring me, and that's all I really hope.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, just, for the few minutes that we've spent with you, I can tell that like you're an absolute blast to be around. Your positive energy is just you would want that around you all the time, especially something like a big blockbuster where it just seems like it's this crazy machine just kicking and going, 6 months straight, basically. When you did Man of Steel, I know you played a Kryptonian, and then eventually he brought you back on to be an Amazon. What was that like, kind of learning about the different cultures between, the Kryptonians and then the Themyscirans, and to kind of incorporate that into your character?
Well, firstly, it's like the most exciting news that you can get. You're a part of this ancient warrior tribe that you've heard so much about growing up. Like, I knew what Kryptonians were growing. I knew the Superman lore and the worlds. So I had already thought that I'd won at life at that point. And then to hear that maybe the only other ancient warrior tribes people that was an island of women, that I could be a part of that too. I was like, this is not real life, guys. So obviously I was over the moon, and how it might have informed me was that I felt like Batman is to Superman, like how Kryptonians are to Themyscirans. I felt like the Kryptonian culture was more militant, less polite or smiley, or rooted in morality. It was more logic. And Themyscirans, to me, felt like there was morality and like a pure heart kind of energy to the environment, to the women, to the culture that they created within the film. And it was fun to go from one side to the other, to go from that like logical, militant, straightforward to this flourishing, everyone is empowered kind of island. And then, you know, on a purely vain side of things, the costumes were so cool. I was like, what?
Oh man.
Yeah.
Now I
The,
get the
the costumes are spectacular.
Yeah. How many times do you get to wear so many amazing designs from Michael Wilkinson? You can only dream of that. So I feel like I've gotten to wear some of the coolest costumes, and I hope it doesn't stop. But even at that, I know I'm already lucky as it is.
Right. I know you did a little previs as Wonder Woman. What was it like when you put on the suit? Do you geek out a little bit and be like, oh my God, I'm Wonder Woman right now?
Yes, but for that one, because it was before production had started and it was a really small team of us sent out to do this, I had to find it myself. So I was the one going to a costume store to buy the Wonder Woman shirt and just find somewhere. So those were just my own clothing. So I didn't feel as super when I went to the Halloween costume store.
It was still a super like previs shot. Like just watching that scene, I was like, what it becomes obviously in the movie, you're just like, this is cool. But to see where it started was amazing. So I definitely appreciate that. But I see that we have another special guest that one, I have to thank Samantha so much for inviting them to be here with us. This was truly a surprise and real treat. But ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Wayne T. Carr.
In brightest day and blackest night, no evil shall escape my sight. Let those who worship evil's might beware my power, green lanterns light.
Hello, sir. How's it going?
Hi.
What's up, everybody? How you doing?
Doing well. Thank you so much for being here, Wayne. It's an absolute pleasure to like finally chat with you face to face, virtually. I know I've tweeted at you a couple of times on Twitter, but to see you here on this panel, this is truly special. To have Samantha Win and Wayne T. Carr, like my goodness, ladies and gentlemen, that's crazy. How have you been, Wayne? How's the weekend going?
Great, man. How's it going with you?
It's going well, man. Full Circle is full swing, man, and I cannot be disappointed. I mean, Man of Steel was wonderful. BVS obviously tonight, and then of course Zack Snyder's Justice League tomorrow. And the fact, as we talked about earlier, we've raised over $20,000 this weekend for AFSP. That's rewarding in itself. You know, I mean, granted, all these wonderful things going on, spending time with friends, at this event. But to do that for people is absolutely phenomenal.
Definitely.
For sure.
Samantha, thanks
Wayne,
for
Yeah, thanks for coming on. It's like one big happy family over here. It makes me so
happy. Yeah,
right. Wayne, I know, first off, are you attending Full Circle this weekend? Are you enjoying California weather?
I'm watching.
You're watching. Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool. Because I know people, they would kill us if we didn't ask you this, because I know the big rumor that's been going around is, are we going to see the Green Lantern scene some point this weekend or just in the future, near future?
Yeah.
Obviously,
do you know the answer to that?
Do you want to give us a? Can you give us a hint?
I'm asking you because I have no clue.
Yeah.
No clue.
We don't. All I can say is
you froze.
I hope. I really want to see it. I really want to see the cut because I know Zack teased that photo you know, from last year's SnyderCon. Then you teased a photo of you two together in his, it was his parking lot day, driveway, he said? That he filmed this.
Driveway.
Insane that he was able to create that in a driveway. Can you tell us about that day?
Oh man, it was amazing. It was surreal. I thought it was a dream, but yeah, I mean, it was 4 hours of just playing with Zack, who is an amazing artist, as we all know. And I went up to his driveway, and the whole time I completely thought it was a dream, because I went up. I was in my car in the, you know, motion caption suit, which is not a very flattering suit. You know, it holds you in weird places. It's really not cool. But then we got to play, and, you know, and while we were playing, you know, he was throwing out different lines, different takes or whatever. And I got to speak to a tennis ball that was supposed to be Batman, which was awesome. And I had a blast.
That's so crazy. Out of curiosity, did he show you what the suit? Because I know you were in like the gray suit where they're going to do animation later, but like, did he give you an idea of like, hey, this is what we're going for, and this is going to be awesome?
The only thing I saw was an old scene that Ben Affleck had shot. So I saw his coverage, and that's it. I didn't see any costume. I didn't know what it was going to look like or anything like that.
Wow. And insane. When you got the call from Zack Snyder, and if I heard correctly, was it Ray Fisher that referred to you to Zack?
Oh yeah. I didn't know Zack at all, and Ray, in the middle of the pandemic, is the one who introduced me to him, and then Zack and I talked on the phone 5 times, and which was another surreal moment. And then he said, "Why don't you come to my house? Let's shoot this scene." That's kind of how it happened. It's Ray's fault.
Well, you know what? We're very happy for Ray for that. That is a moment where we would break him out of jail for that.
Definitely, I would break him out of jail for sure.
Well, you just posting those pictures on Twitter and just the scenes and everything like that, it just, you know, it definitely captivated fans. And obviously we would love to see more of you as the Green Lantern. So it was amazing to see just the little bit that we got so far. Mm-hmm. So
yeah, well, a dream come true for me would be to perform that role with Samantha Win as some other character. I want to be on screen with her at some point. I think that would be amazing.
Do you guys have a project coming up at all together?
What was the question?
Do you guys have a project coming up together?
Oh, no, not at the moment. Maybe just some more game nights if we want to play.
Yeah, definitely game night.
Game night. Okay, now we got to ask. So what's the games are you guys doing?
What game are we playing, Samantha? You mentioned one a little while ago.
I did. I mean, Betrayal is always, that's the board game we played last time. It's always a classic. I feel like good groups, it's always different. There's another one called Mysterium that's easier for people who don't play board games often. So if there's anyone else that's going to be there, that's a less intimidating one. But I don't want to bore you guys with all my
Sometime we're gonna have to talk about this, because I haven't heard about these games, but it sounds phenomenal. Because I've heard about like these different like groups of like actors and actresses, and everyone just kind of like come together. Like I know Joe Mangelo does like Dungeons and Dragons and he has a big giant table about it. And it's like you had no idea this was like going on in Hollywood, you know, where people are just like getting together playing games. You know, you think you only see them like on set and then it's back to the real life, but that's so fun that you guys are enjoying each other's company just outside of work, and that's great to hear. As you guys know, sorry, go ahead.
I said that's where I met him, not at work. It was playing board games.
Oh, that's cool.
It's so crazy. Oh man, small world, right? As you guys know, we're kind of coming towards the end of the show before it has to start another stream for all the events that are going on today. But we're raising money for the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. So I've always wanted to ask you guys, because I think there's unfortunately this weird perception that actors, stunt performers, and just anyone, you know, celebrities don't have it rough in any way. We've all experienced dark times. What's a way or some advice that you guys could give someone who's dealing with stress or depression or some of the things that work for you to kind of help stay in a positive mindset. Samantha, if you want to start, and then we'll do Wayne.
One piece of advice that I always love to give or just remind people of is that everybody's journeys truly do look different. Success can happen overnight for some people, but for others, it can take a long time. And even for myself, I've wanted to do acting since I was like 10 years old. And my career has very much been a slow chipping away. So I work really hard, and it's like small opportunities at a time that slowly build. But for other people, it can be 2 years and their life has changed. And for other people, it could be a few decades until you finally get your break or that project that really helps show the best sides of your artistry. So just make sure that you love it and you're enjoying life in the meantime, because you only get one life. So really do the things that ignite you, and do the work if it's lighting up your soul, but you know, find ways to supplement that. If you're finding yourself just stressed and just frustrated and just disappointed in yourself, step away for a bit, focus on you, give yourself some love, and then come back when it lights you up again. There's no rules, and there's really no failing. You just keep going. And some people make money, some people don't, but we're all just sharing pieces of ourselves.
Beautiful.
Right,
Really well
thank you
said.
so much. Thank you, Samantha. That's awesome. Mr. Carr, you have to follow that up. Good luck.
What do I have to follow up? What are you asking?
Basically, in times of stress and frustration, because obviously we're trying to raise money for the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, for those who are dealing with stress and depression, what are some of the things that you do, or what advice would you give to those people who are going through some dark times?
The piece of advice that I would give to anyone who is going through dark times is that one, you don't know how important you are to people. I think a lot of people who have gone through dark times, and I know a lot of people who have, they don't necessarily understand or feel like they cared for, or that people love them or understand what they're going through. And in a lot of cases, we don't understand what an individual is going through, but what they don't feel, what they don't understand is how important they are to others, to their family, to their friends, to people, that they will literally be missed, and there will be a gap if for some reason they weren't around and that they weren't there. I think a lot of people feel like, existing in this world is tough, and sometimes you just kind of want to, let go of everything. But those friends of mine who have decided to, pass on and leave this world, if I had them back here, I would let them know that you are loved and that you're cared for, and that, if you are to leave, or were to leave, that you would put a dent in my world, because it has happened. And so this cause means a lot to me, because I've had a lot of people who have fallen victim to that darkness. So yeah.
Wow.
Thank you so much, sir. I appreciate. I know it's a sensitive topic for sure, but I think one of the nice things is I feel like nowadays it's becoming more welcoming and comfortable for people to kind of like take a moment and say it's okay to say you're not okay. To like reach out to someone who you think is putting up that front that, hey, I'm strong, I'm doing okay, when maybe the truth is they're not. And I appreciate everyone taking that moment to kind of say it's okay to say you're not okay. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. That really does mean a lot, guys.
Touch it.
Obviously, as we kind of come to the end of our stream, I want to give you guys a moment to kind of talk about what's going on in your life. I see Mikey's son. We'll do this real quick, and then we'll kind of start wrapping up the show. Mikey, thank you so much for that $5 super chat. It's going to go straight to the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. He says, Wayne, were you aware of Jon Stewart's importance in comic book history?
Just for the simple fact that he's a Black superhero. So growing up, you know what I mean? I just didn't necessarily know that there were people who looked like me who existed in the superhero world until I saw him. Actually, I was a Batman fan growing up, and that was just because he was human, right? I like a human superhero. And then when I discovered Jon Stewart, I thought, oh my gosh, I can be a superhero. It means a lot to people, you know, to see themselves. So yes, absolutely. And of course, as far as the stories are concerned and how he's linked to everything, I don't have all the details to that, but it's a Black superhero, and that was amazing. And you know, I guess not fun fact, but I geeked out with Ray because I was a grown man and I almost started crying in front of him when I found out he was going to be Cyborg. We were chatting, we were outside and just talking about it, and I was just like, "You're a Black superhero, man!" Of course, he's Black superhero. You know what I mean? Like I freaked out, you know, when that happened. That's such a long time ago, but I remember how important it was to me, and yeah. And so to have Zack say, "Hey, I want you to be Jon Stewart," was mind blowing. It was awesome.
That's amazing, and that's what the fans want to see too. You know, we want to see Green Lantern. We want to see Cyborgs. You know, individual stories of that. Of, you know, you guys did an amazing job acting it. So, would love to see that continue.
Agreed.
Yeah. I see Marcus here with the $5 super chat saying, Samantha, did you read DC Comics before prior to these roles?
Not prior to the roles. I wish I were able to claim that, but I was such a martial arts geek. I really didn't do much outside of going to train and learning lots of different kinds of martial arts, and then filming my martial arts, and then learning different martial arts. I was a pretty one note person for a very long period of my life. But that's not to say that I wasn't extremely aware of DC Comics and all of the characters involved. And I had action figures of them growing up. I also had Spider-Man, but I had Superman and Batman and Wonder Woman action figures that I play with in the bathtub. They were just such a part of my childhood as a whole. I don't know any person between the ages 20 and 70 that doesn't know who Superman and Batman are. So
amazing.
Hey, it's absolutely. Well, guys, I just want to thank you so much again for joining us today and helping us raise money for American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. Seriously, you guys are superheroes in real life. Wayne, you are our Green Lantern forever, man. Thank you so much for being here. It was a true treat and surprise. Samantha, you are an absolute blast and wonderful. At some point, because I know we had to do a quick show. Hopefully I can have you guys back on to where we can really put the spotlight on you today. But I just want to say thank you so much. Is there anything you guys have coming up in the future that you guys would like to let people know about? Samantha, we'll start with you, and then Wayne.
Yeah, I mean, more importantly, I would just love to reiterate for everyone to support the AFSP, and please donate and don't stop it. Keep it going all weekend long, all year long, all life long. But I do have a project coming out later this year called The Dresden Sun. There's no official release date yet, but stars Christina Ricci and Stephen Ogg, Linus Roach, a wonderful cast of many people. And I get to rock some purple hair and face tats.
Ooh,
so
wow,
that's fun.
I think I saw something on your Instagram about that. Yeah, that's going to be awesome. I saw some set photos on IMDb and I was like, this is going to be cool. I can't wait for that. Maybe when the film is getting close to release, we can have you back on and help promote it to our audience and let them know that's coming out soon. But Samantha, thank you so much, seriously, from the bottom of our heart, to having you here. It's been an absolute blast. Mr. Carr, what do you have going on?
My next project will be flying to Croatia for vacation. That's what I'm doing.
Oh, that sounds nice.
Good choice. Yeah. That's going to be super exciting. Well, guys, thank you so much once again. As you guys know, we're raising money for the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. So make sure you guys get your t-shirts at Ink to the People, do the AFSP Full Circle fundraiser giveaway, which we have our giveaway winner for the poster that is going to be signed by Zack Snyder. Corey, are you ready to pull it up? Good, sir.
I am.
Congratulations to E. Trevino at E. Trevino 89. You are getting a Full Circle signed poster by Zack Snyder. Congratulations. The admins will be in touch with you shortly. Thank you for donating to AFSP. And guys, keep it up. The culture nerd is next. I'm sorry, I know we went over a little bit, brother, but we'll be joining over there.
Did you want to finish up the last poll too, as well, real quick?
Oh yes, let's finish up the last poll. And the last poll was, and we'll ask the panel real quick, who is more likely to get "I Love Mom" / Martha tattooed on them, Batman or Superman? Samantha. This was a close one, by the way. So,
I would think Batman in this one. I see him. It would be in some obscure place that's only for him, and when he's in the complete privacy of his massive stone bathroom, he can look at it on his right butt cheek or wherever it is. And
fantastic. Wayne, what would you say, sir?
Absolutely will be Batman, and I would think he would want to see it. I don't think it will be on the right butt cheek because that's hard to like get to.
Gotcha.
It'd be like on the forearm, like on the inside, so we can look at it.
So, I love it. Retro nerd girl, what would you say?
Yeah, definitely Batman. I don't think Superman can even get tattooed. It wouldn't even penetrate his skin.
Laser himself, you know.
Yeah, that's why I'm a nerd, you know.
That's a fair point. It's a fair point.
Yeah,
then,
definitely Batman.
And Super Bro, I'm assuming you're gonna pick yourself, huh? Or
I think Superman was able to grow up, have a relationship with his mom, so I'm going to give this one to the Batman. So he's more likely to honor his mom. So it's kind of where
fair point. Well, out of 42 votes, 52% said most likely to get a tattoo of "I Love Mom" and Martha, Batman. So Corey, that is another $10 for you, good sir. But I believe that puts us at 4-3. So $70 raised for AFSP. But Corey and I have a special announcement. We are not going to stop there at $70 total. Corey and I both are going to be donating $100 each to the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. So guys, thank you so much for joining us. Seriously, this meant the world to us that you guys are here. Remember, the fight does not end for AFSP. Keep going. Celebrate this weekend with Zack Snyder's Full Circle. Watch all the good movies. And guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us. We really do appreciate it. Corey, can you go ahead and play that video? Guys, we'll see you next week and have a wonderful time.
Everyone.
See you at Culture Nerds.
Bye.